All right, Shalom. This is the continuation of the series, Hostages. This is part 2, and I'm just going to get right back into it. All right, we are covering the topic of the 12 tribes still being held hostage in America and the proof of it. All right, and there's no wonder why you just so happen as a Southern Kingdom to have the same last name of the same people that oppress you, that put you here in slavery. Whether it's Ferguson, Jefferson, Thompson, those are the last names of the Edomites that enslaved you, man. You were their property, so you took on their last names. But it just so happens you still have their last name, and you don't even consider it, man, because you're still slaves, all right. But the Northern Kingdom is not exempt. You still have the last names of the Spaniard Edomites that enslaved you. That's why your last name is like Rodriguez and Henderas or whatever you would say in Spanish, but it stemmed back from the Edomite conquistadors that conquered you, man. And you just so happen to have their religion. And what did their religion do? It made you docile, man. All right. But with that, I'm going to go to Jeremiah 30 and I believe it's 11. Or somewhere around there. It says, Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 12, it says, For thus saith the Most High, thy bruise is incurable and thy wound is grievous. Now what is thy bruise? Your bruise was slavery, man. Yeah, all the 12 tribes are conscious of the fact that we went into slavery, but they have no idea of the psychological effects that it had on you, man. The spiritual effects that it had on you, man. That's vexing to the spirit to hear Jake 6 feet tall with this deep voice talking about, man, I just gotta love everybody. You can't. I don't even like talking about slavery, bruh. That'll hinder me from progressing in life, man. You are a slave, man. But yet you working all these hours just to pay a note on your car, man. You a slave, man. All right, and you the Northern Kingdom ain't exempt, man. All right, y'all slaves too. You so-called Mexicans, you think you better than the so-called Negro, man. And you the biggest damn bow word in America, man. All right. I say so-called because you're really the Issacharites according to the Bible, man. All right, you so-called Aztecs. All right, you so-called Mayans. Now y'all come to America and get called fucking foreigners, man, in your own land, man. But y'all come up here with a haughty mind like you're better than the Southern Kingdom, man. All right. And the scripture said that the Most High gonna raise the tabernacles of Judah first, so the Northern Kingdom can't exalt itself over us, man. All right. But with that, I'm going to get into the word pray, the etymology of the word pray, and it says because basically 12 tribes, you are a prey in America, man. All right. It says pray. This is from the Etymology Online Dictionary. It says that which is taken in war. And that war was the transatlantic slave trade when you came over here from from Africa to America to serve slavery. And you came over here as POWs, prisoners of war. Alright? That's why in the so-called black household, 90% of the households are fatherless. That's a conquered nation. You want to conquer a nation? Take the men out of the household, man. Destroy the men. Because the women going to be submissive, and she's going to train her sons to be submissive. So that's going to produce a nation of wimps. All right, and that's what the nation of Israel is, especially the Southern Kingdom. The Southern Kingdom consists of a nation of wimps, man. All right. That which is taken in war, it breaks down to two elements, pride and heta, which is the second element is related to the element preheta, which means to grasp, seize, hence the word comprehend. Alright? So, in a figurative sense, the word heta from pray means to grasp or seize mentally. But in a literal sense, it means to seize a nation of people. Alright? That's where it says to seize or to take in mind. Alright? Like when somebody says, I get it, they're talking about in the figurative sense. Like they get the picture, so to speak. But in the physical sense, it means to get a nation of people, to seize a nation of people. So the word pray stems the word comprehend. All right. From there, I'm going to get Nahum chapter 3 verse 1. Because, you know, we got to share a light that we still pray here in America. You might not be physically in the cotton fields, but you're still here in America. All right? You still here in jail, you know what I mean? Like, you might have a prisoner, like the movie Life is a perfect example. When Martin and Eddie Murphy's characters they portrayed, their first amount of years in that movie Life, they was doing field work. They was literally digging up ditches and everything, man. But after they became of age, they left the field and ended up working around the house. They was doing minor housework. But guess what? They were still incarcerated. They couldn't leave the plantation. There was still something called the gun line. All right. So you still need a passport to leave America, right? So that's the thing. You might not be picking cotton, but you're still on the plantation. All right. This is I'm going to get Nahum. Give me 1 second. The book of Nahum, chapter 3. Verse 1. Nahum chapter 3 verse 1. It says, woe to the bloody city. What is that bloody city? That bloody city is America. Starting with the slaughtering of the so-called North American Indians. Alright, starting with the slaughtering of the so-called Hispanics, the so-called Latinos, so-called Mexicans, alright, so-called Puerto Ricans, alright, and ending with the slaughtering of the so-called Negroes, man. When Negroes was Indians and Puerto Ricans, and mainly so-called Negroes, because you are the people that was brought here in America to serve slavery, because the so-called North American Indians were pretty much murdered, man. All right. In Nahum chapter 3 verse 1, woe to the bloody city. Woe means destruction. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. Why does it say the same city that's full of lies and robbery, this bloody city, but then it says the prey departeth not? Because you are still here in America serving slavery. Even if you have a good job, you're still a slave in America, man. With the last name of the so-called white man. The same person that had you on the plantation, man. That same last name. Whether you're a so-called black man or you're a so-called Hispanic man. Alright, those are tokens that the Most High left so you can know you still in slavery, man. Alright? And I'm going to get Micah 2 and 10. Alright? Micah chapter 2 verse 10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, and shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. And if you look at the 12 tribes in America, you're destroyed, man. The so-called cities, the so-called black cities, the so-called ghettos in America, they consist of a conquered nation, man. A destroyed people. They had the cities polluted with crack and heroin and prostitution and death, robbery, murder. Alright? That's pollution, man. Alright? All the women are whores now. All our women are whores. That's a token that your nation has been conquered when all the women are whores, man. Alright? From there I'm going to get Isaiah 44 and 22. I'm just going to speed it up real quick. Isaiah chapter 44 verse 22. It says, verse 42 and 22. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. Those holes are those religions, those churches, alright? And they are hid in prison houses. What are those prison houses? It's the penitentiaries of America. And the reason why, like I said in the first lesson, the reason why the so-called black and the so-called Hispanic, man, are in those penitentiaries, because those are POWs, man. When you conquer a nation of people, you have the men in so-called prison camps, or you have them in slavery. And that's what they're doing in the prison camps. That's free labor, all right? But we're here in America. They can't kill us all because we're Israelites. All right, you can't kill all the Israelites, but you have us held captive here in America. And the men, most of them are in the prisons, the prison cells, man. All right, and they are here in prison houses. They are for a prey. There go that word "prey" again. We are the victims here in America. We are the people that was taken in war, taken and carried away in war. We read in the book, The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man, page 212, that slavery was an act of war. All right, and none delivered. No man delivered us in America. Did it not say that in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter? For a spoil and none said restore. All right. From there, I'm going to get Isaiah 14 and 17. All right, because I'm just going to go and speed it up. Isaiah 14 and 17, it says, starting verse 16, this is talking about Esau when he loses his power and goes back into slavery. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness, all right, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. What did it mean, open not the house of his prisoners? First of all, America itself is a prisoner, and he never took us back to our land. He never took us back to Israel. But secondly, the 12 tribes, the men of the 12 tribes, just so happened to be packed in jail penitentiaries, man. All right. If you in the 1611 King James Bible, when it said open out the house of his prisoners, they have a little notation there that says homeward. Open out the house of his prisoners homeward, meaning letting us leave America and go back to our home, man. All right, something to that effect. All right. From there, I want to get the Hebrew Heritage. It's a book called by Stephen Jacobs and Moses Farah. It's called The Hebrew Heritage of Black Africa. All right, and it basically goes into our history in Africa. But this is page 122. It says, this is a small quotation. It says, for our purposes, slavery as a legal concept ended in the year 1865, although its repercussions continue to plague our race down to our very own time. And that's the effect of being left here in America after slavery. And I'm going to close it out with this scripture. This is Isaiah 51 and 14. It says, the captive exile hasteneth that he may be loose. Who is the captive exile? It's the 12 tribes of Israel, man. But the elect are conscious that we're here in America, man. The captive exile hasteneth that he may be loose, and that he should not die in the pit. What is that pit? It's America. Nor that his bread should fail. So who is that captive exile? It's us, man. And we hasten that Yahweh comes and deliver us. That's what that's why the word Yahweh is an omen nomen, meaning name prediction, because he's actually going to deliver us out of America through the chariots, man. And through the Spirit, I'm going to get one more scripture. This is Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14. It says, therefore, behold, the days coming, said the Most High, that it should be no more said, the Most High liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Most High liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, which is America. Alright? And from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. And with that, I hope you brothers was edified. And may all honor and glory go to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, double honor to the apostles of GMS. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.